Hey Goobs, I actually decided to make a different style of video today. If you would kindly give me some feedback, like even a like, subscribe, honestly it helps so much for a beginner like me. But anywho, here are some cool combos that I either saw posted somewhere or I kind of messed it around in the old Cerebellum, threw it around in there. And just kind of messed around with some things, and honestly some of them turned out pretty quite strong. Anyways, they turned out pretty good. There's no real, I didn't set up any type of limitations for these. I kind of just picked whatever cards and I just kind of read them. Either I saw them somewhere, like I said, and I just kind of threw them in there. So there's no real rhyme or reason. Some cards are probably banned, some cards are probably not in, a lot of the cards are not in standard. But there's still just some cool stuff that I wanted to just kind of look at and just kind of reminisce on, I suppose. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in, okay? Number 1. Quillspike the Druid is the name that I would give this green power couple. Have you ever wanted to kind of like hit somebody so hard that they actually lose the next game that they play? Well, now you can. This combo would include only 2 cards, Devoted Druid, which is a 2-cost 0/2 generator released in Ultimate Masters, and Quillspike, a 3-cost 1/1 released in Evertide. So let's delve deeper into this Wombo combo. So Devoted Druid states that you can generate 1 green mana in exchange for a -1/-1 counter, meaning that on normal circumstances you could only do this 2 times before your monster is destroyed by its own effect. However, Quillspike can use the mana generated by the Druid and remove its -1/-1 counter and gain 3 power and 3 toughness. Now this unlimits Devoted Druid, meaning that you can turn a 1/1 into a cheese factory. Combine this with Trample or any other type of clear board state and you're going to be in for a very long death. Number 2. Buried Revenge. This combo is another simple one, however it's not a free one. Just like anyone can really pull it off. We'll go ahead and start with Buried Alive. It's a 3-cost sorcery that states that you can search your library for up to 3 creature cards and send them to the graveyard. What will I be sending, you might ask yourself? Well, there's honestly a few options for this, but we're going to go ahead and select Demigod of Revenge. This is a 5-cost 5/4 flying haste that states when he is cast, he returns all copies of himself from the graveyard to the battlefield. Do you kind of see where this is going? So you basically can generate an OTK with this combo. If you have one in your hand, you cast Buried Alive, you send 3 copies of him to the graveyard, then you summon him, and then you resurrect the 3 placed in the graveyard that way. And you go ahead and swing for 20, which normally kills most players. But Tara, I'm a blue player, and my deck is actually made up of only quenches.
Okay.
Simply put, if they don't put a stop to Buried Alive, there's nothing they can really do. Even a counter will still result in it becoming summoned. Since the counter is added to the stack and the Demigod of Revenge is on a cast effect, even if it's countered and sent to the graveyard, the effect will still trigger, bringing all 4 of them back out, even the thirsty one. I personally would not want to meet this fella in an alley. Also considering he's a dragon and a demigod. Number 3. Reckoner's Pilgrim Bond. I kind of feel like these names are going to start getting wonky here soon, so anyways, this is a fun combo that grants you immortality, at least from a damage point of view. Quillbolt, leave. So for this combo, we're going to actually need 3 cards. Luckily, they're all low cost and can be pulled off more of like a quicker combo style than the previous 2, but we'll need Boros Reckoner, a 3-cost 3/3 that states that when he is damaged, he deals that much damage to another creature or player. Next, and I'm going to butcher this, we're going to need a Nearheath Pilgrim, which is a 2-cost 2/1 that bonds to a target creature and they both gain lifelink. Finally, you will need a card that grants you indestructibility. And honestly, I'm just going to choose Boros' Charm. It's an instant that allows you to choose one of the following options: deal 4 damage, make all permanents indestructible, or you can grant Double Strike. I just think it fits, Boros and Boros, but you can really use anything. And it's also an instant speed, so I kind of enjoy that. But there's other options for that as well. So basically, we're going to go ahead and get Reckoner out on the field and bond Nearheath Pilgrim. Then we're going to go ahead and attack with Boros. Quick footnote, hopefully this can be done in combat, but honestly, anytime Boros would take damage, even if you damage it yourself, will start the combo, as long as he's indestructible. Anywho, back to the combo. You're going to go ahead and cast Boros' Charm to grant indestructibility. Now, the Reckoner cannot die. This is where the magic happens. Do you get it? This is where the magic happens? Okay. I'll just leave. But looking back to the board, we have a 3/3 invincible that just took damage. Now, with his ability, I can deal damage to another target creature or player. Well, I'm actually going to go ahead and choose my very own Boros Reckoner. And since I have just dealt damage to him, well, he gets to do it again. And then I'm going to pick him again, and that's going to deal damage to him. And then we're going to kind of just keep doing this over and over and over, selecting him infinitely. And now that I'm here wasting your time doing this over and over and over, you're probably asking, well, how am I going to get immortality out of this? However, Pilgrim grants lifelink, so every time I deal damage, I heal. And since Reckoner cannot be killed, I am now just gaining life for free until I'm at like a bonkers amount of health that you can't really deal with. And combine this with, say, like an Ajani Pridemate or a Bloodthirsty Aerialist, and it's a GG for me, Cotton. That's a pretty simple combo, and it's kind of fun just to pull off and annoying. But also, full disclaimer, I don't recommend using anything like this, any type of combos, infinite combos, because they're just kind of, if you want everyone to hate you, you can use them, but anyways, moving on. Number 4, Goblin Protein. So this is probably going to be the most complicated one on the list, but stick with me for this one, and I will do my best to try and explain it. So first, we're going to need 4 cards for this combo. So first, we're going to need Protein Hawk, which is a massive 7-cost 6/6 that states when he's sent to the graveyard, you can search your library for any creature's cards whose total converted mana cost equals 6 or less, and send them to the battlefield. Secondly, we're going to need I'm going to butcher this again. Karmic Guide, a 5-cost 2/2 flyer with protection from black that states that when she comes into play, she returns a target creature from the grave onto the battlefield. The third player in this we're going to need is Viscera Seer, a 1-cost 1/1 that states that you can sacrifice a creature and scry 1. Scry is not really important, but it just, namely the sacrifice is what we want. Finally, you're going to need Kiki-Jiki the Mirror Breaker. He's a 5-cost legendary that states when you tap him, you can target a non-legendary creature and create a copy token, and it has haste, but destroy it at the end of the turn. So first things first, you're going to go ahead and need to get Protein Hawk into the grave, and there's absolutely tons of ways to do that. So for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to say he's already in the grave. So next, we're going to need Seer to be on the board. So once Seer is on the board, you're going to go ahead and summon Karmic Guide, and you're going to select Hawk as your target to revive. Next, you're going to go ahead and sacrifice Hawk with the Seer triggering his abilities. You will search out Kiki-Jiki the Mirror Breaker and play him onto the battlefield. Then you're going to let everything resolve. Then, you're going to go ahead and use Kiki-Jiki's the Mirror Breaker's ability, and you will select Karmic Guide and chain Seer's ability to kill Kiki-Jiki, and then you're going to let that stack resolve. Once that resolves, your token Karmic Guide will go ahead and trigger. And now you have 2 options here. You can either repeat it and get an army of angry goblins with haste, or if you have 4 copies of Kiki, you can go ahead and reuse Protein Hawk and get anything in your deck that is 6 or less. This combo has tons of other outlets and can bridge into many other combos, but this is just one engine that I kind of thought about. So you can move it anywhere, so there's already a kill condition there, and there's also, you can just search out, honestly, like your whole deck almost, which is pretty interesting. It's kind of a neat combo. Also more on the fun side, I'll be honest, just because whenever you're doing everything, you have to be really careful. I like the combos that you have to be careful with or you can ruin it. I don't like the free ones. I like the ones that you have to like keep trying, and if you can mess it up yourself, and you're like, oh, dang. Speaking of combos that are super complicated and almost impossible to pull off, this is a perfect segue. We're going to go ahead and go into our next one. Number 5. We actually made it, guys. We're here. We're actually on the last one. This one's called Playtesting, in quotation marks. This combo is actually super easy, and I kind of lied to you in the previous part, and I apologize. But this is hands down one of my favorite combos. That was the truth. Have you ever wanted to actually play Magic by yourself, but with friends? No? Well, now you can. For this combo, we need 2 cards. First, we need Academy Ruins. This is actually a land that states that you can pay 2 and tap it and return a target artifact creature from your graveyard to the top of your deck. Easy peasy, nothing too strong there. Next, we need Mindslaver, a massive 6-cost that states that you can pay 4 more, tap, and destroy Mindslaver to control your opponent's next turn. Meaning, yes, You can see everything they draw. You can make any decisions they would make. And I guess apart from conceding, that's actually errated in there, you're not allowed to. But you can pretty much do their turn all the way up to the cleanup phase. So what do you do with this combo? Easy. You play with yourself. In context, of course. You basically activate Mindslaver, hope it doesn't get negated, and if it does not, you activate its effect, and you hope that doesn't get negated. It doesn't? Uh-oh. Well, now you have control of your opponent's next turn. But before you pass, you activate your land to put Mindslaver back from your graveyard to the top of your library. Then you go ahead and pass, and you sprint all the way over to the other side of the table, and you get a good look. You may control me this turn, Terra, but I top decked a counter card. Before I pass the turn to myself, I'm going to go ahead and tap all of my lands so I have no mana to spend. Then you're going to go ahead and sprint all the way back to your seat, and you're going to go ahead and draw. Sweet, you just top decked a Mindslaver. I'm going to go ahead and cast that. Awesome, I'm going to go ahead and activate it. Then I'm going to go ahead and pass. And it goes on. You can't really kill them unless you have an established board state, but you can attack if you have one, and you basically win that way as well. But you also get to kind of literally just play a game with yourself, completely ignoring the opponent. Not to mention, I mean, this is a very massive cost combo, though. Like, in total, you need 13 lands to do it. You'd say 12 normally, but the land you're using doesn't count as a land. So it does count as a land, but you're gonna be tapping it for its second effect. So you need 13 because it costs 10 to send out Mindslaver, then it costs us 2 to activate Academy Ruins. So you need 13 lands to even pull this off, but it's pretty interesting. There you have it, guys and gals. Some combos that I found quite interesting, and if you have any suggestions, or maybe you want me to see if I can make a combo with some of your favorite cards, let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you liked it, maybe leave a like. I would truly appreciate it. Anyways, I know it is the winter month for me, and I know it can get tough sometimes, but I want you guys to keep yourself healthy, both physically and mentally. You definitely owe yourself that, and really you deserve it. But other than that, I'm going to guide you guys the hair, and you guys take it easy, okay? Bye!